Hey, greetings. Welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be looking at a new trick I learned with error handlers and Angular, and really just about decorated functions and how Angular works together really at a deeper level. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, reach out to me in the comments for any assistance. A link to the lab as well as social media will be posted in the video description. When I say lab examples, it's going to be really straightforward and nice. Right, so let us get started. So first, what we have here is that error. What we're going to have is in the back end, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to write some tests, but we just needed a way to notify if there's like an error that happens on an E2E test. And instead of trying to reach out to the developer tools for every single browser and figure out the code for that, which takes time, what we're going to have is we're going to have a little flag that says no errors, and it's going to update. Right, it's going to update when I have the query selector. It's going to update. Now, when I change the text like so, right, I throw E, change that text, and it changes now to something else, right? So, but I don't want to use the regular way because in Angular we have something called Renderer2. We can't really use it here. So, in Angular, all these functions and features, right, we can use, but they don't really explain that you have to rely on a decorator to get that to work out. But let's just show you what I mean. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to import Renderer2, right, because Renderer doesn't exist anymore, right? And then I'm going to set this up in the constructor, right? And then like the same way I do it, like so, I am going to say private renderer. Oh, let's have a right Renderer2, right? I'm going to set that up, right? And now it's a function of sorts. It's going to be a method of sorts. And now we're going to get this error here. It says can't resolve all parameters from my error handler. Right. So what I'm thinking is what I did in the writers in my service here was, I'm not sure if I flicked away from it, I actually did Renderer2 factory. So what I said was, all right, let me do Renderer2 factory, actually create a renderer for it, because like services, they're supposed to be business logic. I disagree. If you need that render in there, I don't use it. Actually, I don't use this. I just use this to really just organize all my features in my app. But I don't. But say if you wanted Renderer2 in your service, that's how you go about it. So I'm going to go about it like so. Right, it's actually showing you two cool things in one, right? And then I'm going to go ahead import Renderer2 factory. Yeah, that doesn't belong outside the class, right? It belongs inside the class. And comment this out, and then just copy this. Let me start Renderer2 since we don't have anything on the init in here. I don't think you want lifecycle hooks on your error handler, right? So we're gonna like doing in the service, we're going to go ahead and end up doing it like so. Now, and we still can't resolve all parameters. So what's really going on, right? Take a look at right. This is the service, right? You take a look at these decorators, right? What the decorator function I was looking at this in Python is actually wraps around. It actually wraps around a piece of code, right? As in Python, it actually wraps around a piece of code and adds extra features to it. So you see something saying can't resolve all parameters, it means that there's features missing, and one way to provide for that is a decorator. So even though that the service actually relies on Renderer2 factory to work, I'm actually going to apply that logic here. I'm going to get my injectables like so, right? And now I'm just going to get rid of this logic here, and I'm going to try to use the renderer. And let me see if I get my application back, right? And yeah, all right, yeah, it's not a apparent. Well, it's either way. It's 50-50. I thought it worked before, but that's okay. Let me go get my renderer now. All right, so now everything is working. I'm gonna have access to Renderer2, and then my constructor is really like acting like an ng on init for this class here. So instead of console logging now, or just trying to use the vanilla JavaScript way of updating DOM elements, what you can do is, I think it's set property, and set property. I think it's set attribute. Well, I'm gonna go for set property. I think there's two of them set. Inner text, and then error occurred, like so, right? And now from that add button, right, we have an error. It should be all right. Now it updates like so. Very nice, very nice. So you really don't have to try to go back and forth, right? Just this little trick allows you to use all features in any type of class that Angular has, is right. So you can see in my service, Renderer2 doesn't belong there, but we're able to use it with factories, with applying reading up on these factories, and then even furthermore reading on the decorator, so that any class has all it needs to implement all the features of Angular. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. A link to the example will be posted in the video description, as well as a link to also all social medias. Please reach out to me in the comments for any assistance.